Have you ever jolted awake in the middle of the night? Your leg locked up in pain, toes curled, calf muscle tight like a knot? If you're over 60 and this keeps happening, you're not alone. In fact, it's one of the most common, frustrating, and painful interruptions to sleep that seniors face. But here's what no one tells you. It may not just be age, it might be something you're doing every single night without realizing it. At Golden Minds, we dive into the gentle but powerful changes that can make life after 60 stronger, calmer, and more independent. And today we're uncovering the one silent mistake that's making your leg cramps worse and how to fix it tonight. This isn't about pills, painful routines, or anything extreme. It's about working with your body, not against it. You'll learn why this one common bedtime habit tightens your muscles, cuts off circulation, and triggers sudden spasms when you're supposed to be resting. You'll also discover a calming, simple evening ritual that can help soothe your legs and protect your sleep. If you're tired of waking up in pain, if you just want one night of peace without cramping up, this video is for you. Hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss an episode from Golden Minds, where smart habits and warm guidance come together to help you feel strong, balanced, and free at any age. Let's make tonight the night you sleep peacefully again. 1. The mistake you didn't know you're making before bed. Let's rewind to last night. You finished dinner, maybe watched a little TV, took your medications, brushed your teeth, and then what? You probably settled into your bed, pulled the covers up, and hoped for a peaceful night. But here's something most people over 65 don't realize. The position you sleep in, the way you wind down, and even how much water you drink after dinner, all of it plays a role in whether or not your legs will betray you with a sudden, stabbing cramp at 2 a.m. Take Mr. Howard, a retired school teacher from Ohio. He's 72, lives alone, and takes good care of himself. But he kept waking up with excruciating cramps in his calves. So bad he once felt trying to rush to the bathroom. He tried stretching, supplements, even drinking more water. Nothing worked until his doctor pointed out something surprisingly simple. He was going to bed with cold feet. Literally. You see, when your legs and feet are cold, your blood vessels constrict. That reduces circulation and makes muscles more prone to spasms. Seniors naturally have poorer circulation, especially at night when blood flow slows. Combine that with colder extremities, thanks to thin socks, low room temps, or even bare feet under light blankets. And you've got a recipe for a midnight cramp attack. The fix? Howard started soaking his feet in warm water before bed. He added magnesium-rich Epsom salts and wore soft, breathable socks to bed. Within days, the cramps eased. So ask yourself, are your legs getting enough warmth and flow before bed? If not, this might be the quiet mistake stealing your sleep. And don't worry, we're just getting started. Let's look at other bedtime habits that silently tighten your legs without you knowing. 2. How this simple evening habit makes cramps worse, without you realizing it. Right after Mr. Howard fixed his cold feet problem, he thought he was in the clear. For a while, the cramps subsided. But then, just 2 weeks later, they returned. Not every night, but often enough to rattle his confidence again. He couldn't understand it. His socks were warm, his feet were cozy. So what went wrong? It turns out the next hidden culprit was something far more subtle and far more common, especially among older adults. Evening dehydration. Now, Howard was trying to be careful. Like many seniors, he avoided drinking water late in the day because he didn't want to wake up to use the bathroom multiple times a night. A full bladder at 3 a.m. can be just as disruptive as a cramp, right? But here's the twist. When you don't hydrate in the evening, your muscles don't have the fluid they need to relax during sleep. And when your muscles dry out, they get twitchy, tight, and more prone to painful spasms. It's like trying to run an engine without oil. Muscles, especially the long ones in your calves, need both electrolytes and hydration to function smoothly. A little potassium, magnesium, and sodium help your nerves send the right signals, while water keeps everything soft and flexible. Without that balance, nighttime becomes a minefield for seniors. Howard's doctor suggested a gentle solution. Drink half a glass of water with a small pinch of sea salt and a slice of banana about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Not a full bottle, just enough to replenish his system without overloading his bladder. That small change made a big difference. It's the little things, isn't it? Warm feet, a few sips of water, a touch of salt. When you're over 65, every detail of your evening routine can ripple into your night. Next, let's uncover another silent trigger that's likely hiding in your very own medicine cabinet. One that's meant to help you sleep, but may actually be doing the opposite for your legs. 3. The sleep aid that silently worsens leg cramps. After finding some relief from his hydration routine, Howard was finally hopeful again. His nights were more peaceful, his sleep deeper. But just when things were looking up, the cramps returned, this time sharper and more unpredictable. It puzzled him. His feet were warm. He'd been sipping his evening banana water. What changed? The answer was sitting quietly in his bathroom cabinet, an over-the-counter sleep aid he had recently started taking again. You see, many sleep aids, especially those labeled as PM versions, contain an antihistamine called diphenhydramine, often used in allergy medications too. It sounds harmless, and for some people it does help induce sleep. But here's the catch. This ingredient also has a drying effect on the body. It dehydrates tissues, including muscles, and alters the balance of minerals and fluids needed for smooth, coordinated movement, even when you're asleep. Worse still, diphenhydramine interferes with REM sleep and muscle recovery. That means you might feel groggy in the morning, but not truly rested. Your body hasn't repaired itself the way it should overnight. And for seniors, that's a double hit: reduced muscle recovery and increased cramp risk. When Howard's daughter Emma looked into the label and read about the side effects, she gently encouraged him to stop. They spoke with his doctor, who confirmed that the medication could be a contributor. After weaning off and replacing it with a natural alternative, like magnesium glycinate, a calming mineral that supports sleep and reduces cramps, Howard began to rest more easily again. No more jolts. No more limping out of bed at 2 a.m. If you or someone you love is using a sleep aid regularly, it's worth checking the ingredients. What helps your mind drift off might be causing your muscles to scream. Next, we'll take a look at how posture, yes, how you sleep, might be locking your legs into tight, cramp-prone positions all night long. 4. Your sleep position might be causing the problem. Once Howard cut out the sleep aid and switched to magnesium glycinate, his nights started to smooth out. But every so often, those cramps still showed up, sneaky and stubborn, just as he was drifting off. It didn't make sense. He was hydrated. He had his magnesium. So why were his calves still seizing? That's when a friendly neighbor, Mary, who had battled leg cramps for years, asked a simple question. How do you sleep? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But it turns out your sleep position, how your legs rest through the night, can make a big difference. Many people, especially as they get older, fall into the habit of sleeping on their backs or with legs tightly extended under heavy blankets. This position may look restful, but it actually puts your calf and foot muscles in a shortened state for hours. Muscles don't like to be frozen in one position for long. If your feet are pointed downward, like a ballerina in bed, it keeps the Achilles tendon and calf muscle in a tight, contracted state. Now add a drop in circulation, which naturally happens during sleep, and your leg becomes a perfect storm for a sudden, painful cramp. Mary's tip was to slightly elevate the legs and keep the feet relaxed, not stiff or pressed against blankets. She used a small pillow under her knees and let her feet fall outward naturally. Another simple trick: wearing loose socks or using a foot cradle to keep the blankets from pressing down on her toes. Howard tried it, and within a few nights those surprise cramps nearly vanished. It was like giving his muscles permission to truly rest. Sometimes the smallest shifts in routine, like how you position your legs, can unlock the biggest relief, and we're not done yet. In the next section, we'll explore a commonly used nighttime drink that quietly robs your body of the minerals your legs depend on. 5. That evening drink you thought was helping might be making things worse. After adjusting his sleep position, Howard enjoyed nearly cramp-free nights for weeks. But then, out of nowhere, the old pain came creeping back. One night it struck just as he turned to reach for the lamp, and he winced as his legs seized. Frustrated, he retraced his steps. What had changed? That's when it hit him. His new evening ritual, a warm mug of tea, sometimes chamomile, sometimes black, always comforting. But what Howard didn't realize was that certain beverages, especially diuretics, can quietly drain your body of essential minerals, even if they seem harmless. Drinks like black tea, green tea, and especially alcohol act as mild diuretics. They make you urinate more frequently. And when that happens, your body doesn't just lose water, it also flushes out magnesium, potassium, and sodium, the very electrolytes your muscles need to stay calm and cramp-free. Now, this doesn't mean you can't enjoy tea or wine ever again, but it does mean that drinking them late in the evening, particularly before bed, can set your body up for an imbalance just hours later, right when leg cramps are most likely to strike. There's another twist too. Caffeinated teas or drinks can interfere with sleep and increase stress hormones like cortisol, which also depletes magnesium. And without enough magnesium, even the smallest irritation, a stretch, a twist, a little tension in the leg, can spark a painful reaction. Mary, Howard's neighbor, shared what worked for her. She swapped her evening tea for a cup of warm golden milk, made from unsweetened almond milk, a pinch of turmeric, cinnamon, and a sprinkle of magnesium powder. It helped her relax, soothed inflammation, and didn't interfere with her body's mineral balance. The key is this: support your body, don't sabotage it, especially in the evening when your muscles are trying to repair and reset. So next time you reach for a drink before bed, consider how it might be affecting your legs while you sleep. In the next section, we'll look at how a quiet little imbalance in blood sugar, yes, even if you're not diabetic, can secretly trigger nighttime cramps. Let's keep uncovering the hidden causes together. 6. The hidden role of blood, sugar swings, and nighttime leg cramps. As Mary and Howard began tweaking their evening routines, they both noticed something odd. On the nights when they had a little dessert, or even just skipped dinner altogether, their leg cramps returned. Subtle, but unmistakable. It wasn't until Mary mentioned it to her daughter, a nurse, that they connected the dots. Blood sugar fluctuations? Here's the truth many seniors don't hear often enough. Even without diabetes, unstable blood sugar can affect your muscles. If your levels drop too low at night, a common occurrence for older adults, your body reacts by releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones don't just wake you up, they can trigger muscle contractions and painful cramps. Think about it. After 60, your body processes glucose a little differently. You may eat earlier in the evening or eat less overall, which can lead to dips in blood sugar around 2 or 3 a.m., right when many people experience leg cramps. That sharp, sudden pain could be your body saying, "Hey, I'm running low on fuel." And it's not just about avoiding sugar. Skipping meals, eating too little protein, or not getting enough complex carbs can all contribute to this nighttime drop. Your muscles rely on a steady stream of nutrients, not just for movement, but also for rest and repair. One simple change Mary made was adding a small bedtime snack rich in magnesium and complex carbohydrates, like a banana with a spoonful of almond butter or a handful of oats with warm milk. It kept her blood sugar stable throughout the night, and the cramps much less frequent. Staying hydrated during the day also plays a quiet supporting role. Water helps your body shuttle glucose, electrolytes, and nutrients to the cells that need them most, especially your legs. So if you've ever woken up at 2 a.m. with a stabbing pain in your calf and couldn't figure out why, it might be your blood sugar whispering for help. Listen to those little signals. A well-timed snack or better meal balance might be all it takes to ease your night. Up next, we'll explore something that rarely gets mentioned, but could be the silent reason why you're cramping: the medications you take every day. Let's uncover what you need to watch for. 7. The medications silently making cramps. Worse, after stabilizing her nighttime blood sugar, Mary noticed a big improvement, but not a complete fix. The cramps didn't vanish entirely, so she dug a little deeper and scheduled a visit with her pharmacist. That's when another overlooked truth came to light. Certain everyday medications can silently contribute to muscle cramps, especially in older adults. Mary had been taking a common diuretic for her blood pressure. Her doctor prescribed it years ago, and, like many of us, she trusted it was helping without thinking much about side effects. But what her pharmacist explained was eye-opening. Diuretics, often called water pills, flush excess fluid from the body, but they also deplete key electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, both of which are essential for muscle relaxation and nerve function. Without enough of these, leg cramps can creep in, even if you're eating well and staying active. And diuretics aren't the only culprits. Statins, commonly prescribed for cholesterol, can sometimes lead to muscle pain or weakness as a side effect. So can some beta blockers, asthma medications, and even certain sleep aids. The tricky part? These side effects often develop slowly and subtly, easy to blame on age or just how things are now. Mary's story isn't unusual. Once her doctor adjusted the timing and dosage of her medication and added a magnesium supplement, her nights became noticeably calmer. She still checks in regularly and makes changes carefully, but she's no longer waking up in agony. If you're over 65 and experiencing frequent cramps, it's worth having a gentle, open conversation with your healthcare provider or pharmacist. Bring a full list of everything you take, including over-the-counter vitamins or herbal supplements. You'd be surprised how often a simple medication review reveals an answer. Most importantly, don't just accept nighttime leg pain as normal aging. There's usually a reason, and with the right guidance, there's often a solution. The body speaks in whispers before it screams. If your legs are cramping, they're asking for your attention. In the final section, we'll bring all of this together, showing you how these hidden causes work like a puzzle, and how simple changes can turn your nights from restless to restful. Let's wrap this up with hope and healing. We've covered a lot in this video, from mineral imbalances and tight calf muscles to hidden medication side effects. But more than anything, what we've really explored is this. Your body is trying to speak to you, especially in the stillness of the night. Leg cramps aren't random. They're messages, whispers that something needs care, support, or a simple adjustment. For so many seniors, it's easy to shrug off these signs, to think, maybe this is just what getting older feels like. But here at Golden Minds, we believe the opposite. Aging should come with wisdom, not suffering. And by listening closely, by learning what your legs, your nerves, your blood flow, and your muscles are trying to say, you take back control. You now know what to look for, what to ask your doctor about, what to stretch, what to eat, and even how to breathe before bed. These are small shifts, but they can bring massive relief. Mary's story, and perhaps parts of your own, remind us that healing doesn't always come from big changes. Sometimes it's the little habits we tweak, the small awareness we bring, that rewrite our nights and restore our peace. If this video helped you understand your body better, give it a thumbs up. And don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this with someone you love who's struggling with nighttime cramps. It could make a world of difference in their sleep and health. And if you're ready to keep learning, click to watch the next video on why seniors wake up at 3 a.m. and what to do about it. It pairs perfectly with what you've learned today. Until next time, stay kind to your body, stay curious, and stay connected with Golden Minds.